Hi there, Chet Allen, and you've had some questions about my going green pin spotting custom design I did. Well, last year, it was actually late last year in September, I got a call from a bride who really wanted to minimize her carbon footprint for her wedding and utilize vendors that could do things green. And the one thing she couldn't find was a lighting company that was green. Well, I'm not a lighting company, but I am a solutions person, so I do a lot of lighting, so I knew what needed to be done, so I built it. The industry has some stuff that they've just kind of thrown together nonchalantly, and they've built things out of necessity because these products aren't being built for our needs, which is unfortunate, because if they were built properly, I can't even tell you what a relief that would be for our industry in the lighting and design industry, because we just don't have these products out there that we can safely rig and have all the things we need to rig. So I designed something. This was my first draft. Yes, it's kind of flimsy right now, but the final draft version isn't so flimsy. In fact, once I finished doing the full manufacturing process on it, machining it out, I machined and built every inch of this myself. And so let me give you a tour of it real quick. Yes, I disconnected the ugly black cable that came out of here. 6 feet for each one of these is way too long, and it detracts from the overall look of what it is. So I have downsized the wire, grounded it inside of the shell, which I ground out to the metal chassis and let it ground out through the power that I plug in. So the ground is being taken care of. Yes, I did remove the ground off of the safety latch and everything. I got in there and shortened up these cables, and I put these quick connects on them, so you can only connect them through my system. That way the ground actually goes where it's supposed to go. So I redid that, which was a painstaking process to do this to 50 of them. Yes, I have 50 of these. And then the other big issue I ran into was the color on the bulb is that cool LED white, and it just doesn't look good when you pin spot florals. It tends to make them look fake. So what I've done is I've actually taken an amber gel, cut them into little squares, pop the cap off, put this under the lens, and just put it right over the lens, and then screw it back together. And it works great. The only problem is this amber gel actually reduces the brightness coming out of this lamp. So I would love it if these came in a natural white color, so that I didn't have to have that gel and I'd get the same luminosity out of them as before. So that's one of the things that I'm working around, and I'm trying to figure out a solution to that problem. On the other end of the design of this, I've got the plug for the power. No, Ellie. My daughter's here. And then I have a socket to continue power, because oftentimes when we hang these, we get one power source and we have to bring it up 20 feet in the air and bring it into the culverts that are inside these roofing areas, and we need to be able to continue power without killing ourselves over that issue. So I've put power on each end of these so that I can continue off one into the other. They don't draw enough power to really pose a problem doing that. In fact, I've run these off battery packs before. So, it's a great solution. Now, in the final project, open this up, and you're probably not going to really be able to see this, but in the final project, this will actually be square tubing. This will all be concealed on the inside. It'll have the outlets from the tops and the cord on the top, so it's this way. My final design includes a T-bar holder mount in the middle and bracket holes in the top, so if you wanted to hang two of these together, you can hang them off of each other. There's some other little things in there, and believe it or not, I am filling out the patent information for this stuff, so ha ha ha. No, I'm just, it's an intellectual idea. It's intellectual property, and I'm proud of it. So I have filed the patent paperwork for it, which is great. So I would love to see this get picked up and manufactured, because there is nothing on the market for lighting designers and pin spots. Nothing. The only thing that we've been able to do thus far is basically bracket a whole bunch of lights to a big bar, wrap the black cables around it, and hope for the best. And even then, it's not LED. These are LEDs. Most 99.9%, and I'm probably that 0.1%, are using the traditional par cans, which are hot and heavy. This bracket right here weighs about 3 pounds. When I was doing it with traditional lighting, the brackets that I built that were like this weighed in excess of 35 and 40 pounds. So they were very heavy, and sometimes that could limit you in how you could set them up in situations because of the weight. The awnings couldn't support that kind of weight, let alone having 3 or 4 of these bars up in the corners. One thing I did do is I built these little feet so that if I don't have an awning and I just have a flat surface, then what you do is you just flip it over, and these little feet actually provide all the stability you need to be able to have your pin spot on a flat surface rather than a cross angle. So there you go. I'm going to show you some close-up pictures here in a minute, but I guess I could get these a little closer. So you got the pin spots bolted on there. And then of course you've got the plug on one end and then the socket on the other. So anyway, that's my pin spot project. I can't wait to actually finish out the manufacturing process on this with the black coated bar on the outside and have it a nice clean package. That's coming slowly but surely. My time is very valuable, so getting away from what I do to get into the design work of lights, I'm not getting paid for this, so it's just something I do because there's a need. That's just the inventor in me. Comes from my dad. So anyway, hope you enjoyed.